Hey, it's Carly, and this video will show you everything you need to know for your Google Sites assignment. So the first thing you need to do is sign up for a Gmail account if you don't already have one. You can just Google Gmail or Google account and sign up. I think you'll just need to make a username and a password. You might have to give your name or a little bit of information. But once you've done that, then you can just go to sites.google.com or just search for Google Sites, either way. So here's my site's homepage. I already have quite a few sites that I've made, but you're going to need to create a new one. So you'll just go to Create, and then you can select what template you want. If you use blank template, it will be blank, really. You'll have to tell it where you want everything to be. It'll be pretty simple. If you choose another template, it will have, you can see here, like this one already has like a little sidebar area. It's got a border up here. It's got several different posts and then like 2 columns there. Here again, you know, a sidebar on each side. There's all these different just layout choices. So you can do blank template if you want, but I would really recommend choosing a template. So you can choose one of those, or you can click this Browse the Gallery for more and look through the different choices. I'm just going to choose this professional site template right here. That looks pretty nice. You can choose whatever you want, and then I'll go to Select. Then I need to name my site. I'm going to call it ITIQWebPubGoogleSiteProject, and I already have one called that, so I'm just going to add a 1 to that. And you'll see that it automatically generates your URL as that as well. You could shorten that if you wanted, or rename it in some way. If you make your site really long, like let's say it might be University of Kentucky basketball fan page. That's pretty long. Then down here you could have UK b-ball fan or something like that. But I'm just going to leave that like that. And then you want to select a theme. And these are all the options. Again, it's just going to sort of change how the template that you chose looks, or if you didn't choose a template, it will just make the page look like that. I'm just going to choose like this open sky. That looks pretty nice, and you can change these later. Then you just have to enter the little code there, and then create. Oh, apparently I didn't type it right. Okay, and then it opens up to the template and the page that I chose. And many of these template sites will have areas where it will say something like your tagline goes here, or replace photo. Or you'll see this gibberish text. It's Latin. A lot of times it's just customary to, you'll especially see this lorem ipsum dolor sit amet. That is all over the place. It's just customary to, when you just need dummy text, you don't actually have any text, you just want to make a placeholder for text, it's customary to use that. But to edit the page, it automatically opens to the home page. So to edit that, you can just use this edit page little pin icon at the top. And then this becomes just like your typical word processor editor. So it's that what you see is what you get WYSIWYG editor. So if you type hello and then you want to make it bold, you click the bold button and now it's bold. You can change these to whatever you want. You should be able to change these images. I think we'll have to change the sidebar in a different menu. Here's a little Google gadget. It's an RSS reader. You'll learn more about RSS later, but it's just basically a way to make a list or a feed, kind of like your Facebook news feed. With your RSS reader, you would tell it what blogs or web pages you want to read, and it will automatically put any new posts into your reader, the same way that on Facebook, when your friends say something right on the wall or post something, it automatically goes into your newsfeed, so you don't have to go to each friend to read what they've said. It comes into all one aggregated place. That's the same thing that the RSS reader would do. And then here's a little announcements box. Part of what you need to do is add a gadget and an image. This is basically a gadget. You'll see this standard menu that there's the properties. You can decide how you want it to be aligned. Like this one, we can make it be on the left or on the center or on the right. And then the wrap text, if wrap text is on, we can actually type around this. It's kind of hard to show because it's not, there we go. So we could type blah 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 here, and then when we get to this bottom part, let me just copy and paste a bunch. Oh, well, it's going to keep going for a while. Usually it will start wrapping down to here, but apparently it's acting a little weird. If you turn wrap off, it won't let you type right here. So that's the main difference. If wrap is on, then you can type next to the gadget. You can change out these gadgets or add a gadget. To delete it, you can either hit the remove button or you can just literally backspace it away. And then to insert another one, you can just go to insert and then gadget. There's a little list here, and then you can go to more gadgets if you want. So maybe you want to do a calendar or a Google group or a Twitter widget. I'll just do the calendar. You can choose it and then select. You can decide how big you want it to be. If you only want it to be 50% size, I'll just leave it as 100 for now. Whether or not you want a scroll bar, you can change the title. Like I want it to say my calendar. And then you can preview it if you want, or you can hit OK. So now it'll show up there, and if you want to actually view it, you can go up here to save, and then you can see there's my calendar. So you need to add 2 of those gadgets into your web page wherever you want. I'll go back to the edit. For adding an image or a hyperlink, it's the same idea. You go to insert and then there's an image, and then you can just you can upload your own image, or if you already have it hosted somewhere and you just want to use the URL, you can do that. This one already has a couple images that come with the template, so I'm just going to choose that one. And so now you can see we can make it small or large. You can fix the alignment, all of that. And then to add a link, same thing, you'll go to insert and then link, and then you can either link to somewhere in your own website, or you can link to a different web address, and then that's the text that would display. So you could say click here, and then we'll go to google.com, and then we'll click OK, and now see it says click here, and if you click it, it will open to Google. For formatting, you need to include at least 2 kinds of formatting. So that would be like bold, italics, underline, color, things like that. So just make sure to include a couple things. It's very similar to like Microsoft Word or any of those standard text editors. And then just don't forget to save whenever you're finished. And then this one already has a bunch of pages since we did a template. But you can always add a new page by going over here to new page. And so the second page that you need is, well, actually we'll do the announcements first. You need to have your home page, which is automatically created. Then you need an announcements page, and you need to make sure that you change the template to announcements. This will be a little bit different than the web page, and we'll just put it at the top level. You could put it under home if you wanted. You can decide how you want the navigation. I'm just going to create. And then the announcements did not show up over here. This recent announcements was already there. So in order to get it to show up in your menu, you have to edit the menu. And you can get to that through more. And then I believe it's under manage site. And then site layout. and then this navigation, and then you can click edit. And so you can add a page by clicking add page, and then there's that announcements page that I just created. So I'm going to add that, and now it will show up here. I'm going to get rid of some of the other ones that automatically came with this template because I don't need them. I just want the home, the announcements, and the WYSIWYG discussion page that we will add. So then you'll just click OK. So again, that was under, let me go back to the page. Oh, you have to make sure you remember to save if you make any changes. That was under More, Manage Site, and then Site Layout. And then the navigation's right there. And see, you can choose which way you want your sidebar to be. You can display it on the right or the left. You can choose not to have a sidebar at all. You have all these different site layout options. Since we chose a template, they're already chosen for us, but if we did a blank site, we would have to choose those. So now you can see we have our announcements page here. The announcements page is a little different just because it's basically a post. It's really similar to a blog, which you'll learn about in the next module. But you can just make one post that you can name it, whatever you want, and then type in whatever you would want to announce, and then save at the top. That's the one thing it's hard for me to get used to with Google Sites. I always feel like the save button is at the bottom right in most web editing things like this, like even Blackboard, the submit button's at the bottom, but for here a lot of times it's at the top, so it's something you have to get used to. And then we're going to make our other page, which is the WYSIWYG discussion page, and that we want to keep as a web page. There's also these file cabinet and list options, but I'm not going to have you mess with those in this class. If you want to check them out, feel free, but we're just going to do web page. And we're just going to leave it at the top level. And then we'll hit create. And then now we have our just plain web page. So your discussion of your Google Sites experience will go here. And then I'll save. And then don't forget, you have to go back to that manage site, site layout, and edit the navigation to add this WYSIWYG page that you just added. So I'll hit OK, and then hit OK again, and hit save. Now when we go back to our main page, the WYSIWYG discussion is there in the menu. And I think that's pretty much it. Don't forget to add in your formatting, your gadgets, your image, hyperlink, all that stuff. Don't forget to edit the navigation. And I'll just show you real quick what this would look like if you didn't choose a template. Because I have one here that does not have a template, it just has a theme. So you can see it's pretty much, it had the sidebar and it had this, and that's it. That's the only formatting. I think it's a lot harder to get it to look the way you want this way, because you have to pretty much start from scratch, whereas the template, we already have all of this here. We might not like the images or the things the way it's set up, but it's pretty easy to go in and change it, and it already has that basic structure there, whereas here you have to start completely from scratch. So hopefully this helps you on your Google Sites project, and if you have any other questions, just shoot me an email.